Good morning, man. It's a beautiful spring day. Today we are heading out to do a pretty awesome job. It's gonna be a pretty good WLOG, as some people call it, a WLOG. We're gonna have some fun today. It's gonna be cool. So first things first, we're gonna head over to Home Depot, grab some materials, and then we're gonna get this party started. So let's get to today's job. All right, got all my goodies at the depot. Now I just gotta load it up. Okay, we're all loaded up. Let's get out of here. All right, we're all loaded up. Does anyone else have any issues with Home Depot buckets? It seems every time I get, irrigation supplies, I always get a new Home Depot bucket. I got so many of these, it drives my wife crazy. So this is just part of the job that we're doing today. The other part is fencing, and then we're also gonna fix another leak. So I'm pretty excited about it. Also got a few cool updates going on. We got this thing created here, which is our VIP coupon club. So I'm gonna be talking about that a little bit later. We also have hired a new person on our team, so that's exciting. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. Anyways, let's get to today's job and let's get this party started before it heats up too much. So let's get to it. Okay, here's the main issue here. This metal railing just fell off this fence, and this post here is completely shot. She had some other handyman come and replace these boards, which I'm not too excited about because they're just Douglas fir boards. They're not even redwood, so they're just gonna rot right away, but it is what it is. Okay, let's jump down here. So we're not gonna get too happy with this because really everything's kind of in bad shape, but we're gonna go ahead and get this post out of here. We're gonna replace this section. We're gonna replace a few boards that need to be replaced. Like, let's see here. This board right here. It's all rotten, that board. Oh wow, look at that. And then this board here, like I said, we're not gonna get too happy with it, but we're gonna go ahead and replace the stuff that's super bad because she's gonna be looking to sell this house here. And then we're gonna replace that post, get that railing back up there. And then I guess while we have this fence off, she wants me to see about this deck, because I guess this deck has sagged a little bit, possibly due to the weight of that. But she wants me to see about jacking this up a smidge and maybe putting a block under it, but we'll see what happens with that. And I noticed we have electrical here, so we need to make sure we don't cut into that. So we're just gonna get going here. All right, a few videos ago, someone had told me that I should try out the Milwaukee hacksaw. I actually have had this thing for a little while. I just haven't used it. I haven't used it on camera, but I got this thing. It's pretty awesome. I really love it. The only thing that I would change is you can't stand it up. You know, just too much top heavy. So this is what we're gonna use for the demo today. So let's get going. Well, there's your post. Okay, I was gonna dig out this concrete, but there's a whole lot of it. So I'm gonna try and chip out the most I can in this actual hole. The hole's actually pretty deep. And it got a lot of water in it too. Looks like all the wood is gone from the old post. But I'm gonna try and chip out around it. Okay, so I got an idea. My original plan was to dig this out, and what would be optimal is to use a high lift jack to jack, put a chain all around it, jack it up with a high lift jack. I don't have a high lift jack with me. I used to have a high lift jack, but I had to return it because it was broken. And then no place was open this morning where I could get a high lift jack. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and makeshift a lift out of a long 4x4x10. And then I'm gonna try and hook the chain on the inside of the concrete. Now this may not work, But life's all about trying and failing, so let's see if it works. Okay, this didn't work. Feel free to tell me what I did wrong. I probably already know it. Anyways, try plan B. Plan B is a little bit more difficult. Okay, we got some very fine measurements here. Basically, the only thing we can't change is the distance of the wrought iron. We need to make sure that's the same between the posts. The issue that we're having though is that post is not level. I mean plumb. That post is not plumb by a long shot. So no matter how plumb I make this one, it's gonna be off. So we're gonna have to shim that wrought iron in some form or another. So we're just gonna kind of work with what we got, but we're gonna make this new one plumb. Got it in the ground, got these supports on it to hold it in place because it needs to be the exact distance and all that. So we're gonna go ahead and concrete it in. Man, I'm not very good at judging the amount of water for the concrete. I always make it sloppy. Some people are like spot on. You guys got any tips or tricks on how to get it correct? Some people are spot on with it, but I always got too much water. But it is what it is. All right, we're getting there. It's not the prettiest thing ever, but that's not what the client's going for here. She's probably looking at selling her house here in a little bit. But we basically just got this section all saved. She wanted to save what she could. So it looks like we just got this post put in, and there's a few other rotten boards down there that we're definitely going to replace. Then we'll need to cut this post to height. And then they have a fancy little triangle cut on all these. So we'll go ahead and get going and put those wrought iron back on. All right, I went to remove this board, and all of these boards are just super dry rotted. So I'm gonna replace all these boards on this one section here. There's a section over there that we did the post on. I'm curious, what do you guys do in situations like this where the customer, they want to do as little as possible, but then you get into it and it's like, these boards are just messed up? Because what I did personally is I told her that we're gonna try and replace these boards that are visually dry rotted, and then when we pull them off, other boards may break. So I told her that I would add a whole bunch of these small boards to the estimate, and then if we ended up not using them, I would take them off the estimate. That's personally what I did. She was cool with that. So all of this work is on the estimate, but it was going to be taken off if we didn't find any of this, but I knew that we'd find some of this. So I'm curious, how do you guys do this though? I'd be interested to find out. I got another new tool. The Memorial Day savings really got me on this. You buy, I wanted to get this anyways. This was $100 and some, and then you get 2 batteries and a charger for $99, and then you get one other tool for free, another $99 tool. So I got a Ryobi multi-tool, so a little oscillating tool, so pretty sweet. So this thing works pretty good. All right, lunchtime. As I sit here and eat my peanut butter jelly sandwich, I thought I would talk to you guys about this coupon club. Told you guys I'd be talking about this. This is something that I started up probably about 2 months ago, and basically it's a coupon club, a VIP club. A lot of other handymen out there talk about how there's no point in advertising. I personally come from the understanding that that the moment that you think you have enough clients, the moment you think you can stop advertising, is the moment that your business starts not becoming relevant, and really your business starts dying because you can't retain customers, you can't bring in new customers. At least that's my understanding. You can do what you want. So we created this coupon club, this VIP club, and basically the way that we rep it is, this one's gonna be going to this client here, is we're starting up a coupon club, and we send out occasional discounts and coupons for our clients. And also, if you give us your birthday, we will send you something special on your birthday. We'll talk more about that in a second. But basically, this is a way, one of the most important things about advertising is customer retention. And now I know that people will say, well, if you do a good job, people will call you back. Totally agree with that. That is one way that you can do it if you just want to, you know, just continue getting enough work for yourself. Now that definitely is right. If you do a good job, people are definitely going to call you back. But this really drums up new work. If you think about it, this is actually like, say we could send a coupon once a month or twice a month to our clients, and we're actually reminding them that we are in business, that we are here to serve them, and they might have something that maybe just sprung up, or maybe something that springs up two days after or so. So if you keep in touch with your clients and call them rather than them call you, you're more likely to retain clients and also get that personal referral from the client as well. So that's something that we created. We also send them something special on their birthday. We have partnered with other businesses around the area, small businesses. Currently, we've partnered with a Mexican restaurant and also a cookie, not a cookie restaurant, a cookie store, to basically give, you know, free things on their birthday to kind of get people into their businesses as well. Because after all, our business ethos is how can we be more than just a handyman business? How can we provide the needs and really establish a community of businesses that are focused on helping people rather than just, you know, filling their own pockets? So that's kind of like our thing, and that's kind of what we've created here is the coupon club. But anyways, let's get back to work here. We've got a few pieces of board to replace. All right, we got this fence all done. Now we just got to clean up and go take a look at the other things that she's got. Okay, one of the complaints from this morning was that this valve was leaking, and it was completely wet this morning, but she had been tightening the screw and it still wasn't stopping. This solenoid was a little bit loose, so we went ahead and tightened that up, and then I told her that I would come back here and take a look at it, and it looks like everything's dry. So doesn't look like there is any issues with this. She has one more water issue we're gonna go take a look at. Okay, now our other complaint was when you turn this faucet on, all the water just spits out of here. When she originally told me about that, I thought it was this vacuum seal breaker, just because sometimes when these go bad, they leak like crazy out this way, and you just need to replace that. But what she was saying earlier is when you turn it on, water actually comes out of here, which to me just shows that it might have an issue with the seal going to the hose. Now the hose is super tight, so she can't get it off. So I'm gonna take the hose off and see if there's any other issues. Alright, so when you turn it on, there still is water coming out of the vacuum breaker portion, which tells me that this vacuum breaker has worn out. So we're going to go ahead and replace that vacuum breaker. Alright, new vacuum breaker installed. Here's the old guy. No more leaks. Alright, we are all wrapped up for the day. So that total work hours was about 4.5 hours plus some markup. So yeah, we replaced that vacuum breaker. On the faucet, there was nothing need to be done with the sprinkler valve, so I can go ahead and return these sprinkler valves. Then we got that fence post put in, so that was pretty good job. So we also, one really cool, exciting thing is we hired a customer relations personnel for our business. Basically a lady that answers all the calls, returns all the calls, takes all the text messages, answers the Yelp messages, and she's also responsible for you know, following up with people, following up with past people that we've worked for in the past, and then also sending out thank you cards. So we've really established that, and that has just, man, changed the whole look of our business. We actually hired her about a month and a half ago, and man, it's just so amazing. I mean, my phone's not ringing off the hook anymore because she's now answering all the calls, returning all the calls. Just a huge blessing, because before I wasn't able to get to all the calls because I would be working all day, and I'd have to, you know, get to all the calls later in the evening. Oftentimes we would be, you know, losing out on clients and things like that. So now she's able to be there and be a person who answers the phone. Just totally changes the way that that the business is ran. So that's really the whole outlook of my business. Is I am striving to be way more than just a one-man shop. So that's why I do things a little bit differently than guys out there that are just themselves, you know, basically out there fixing homes and making money. You know, it's a little bit of a different ball game. So that's why I have the things that I do, you know, installed into my business. You know, we're working on, you know, standards of operations. We have the VIP coupon club. We have things like that. So we have a lot of systems that we are currently installing into our business so that it can branch out and become way bigger than what it currently is and what it has been. So pretty exciting. So thank you all so much for tuning into this video, and we will catch you on the next vlog. I hope you all have a great day. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.